A new poll shows the Harris-Walz ticket pulling ahead in some key states. Early this morning, I asked Sen.Tina Smith about that, as well as other issues. Well, joining us now is Senator Tina Smith. Thank you so much for coming on.
Esme, it's so great to be with you on this beautiful summer morning.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this. On Monday night, the evening before Vice President Kamala Harris announced that Governor Walz was her running mate, there were a lot of prominent Democrats being moved around in a kind of cloak and dagger way, and no one would tell us where the governor was. You were one of the people being moved around. Did you know what was going on, and do you think the governor knew?
Well, so I think that everybody was just on pins and needles waiting to see what happened. I felt on Monday night like Tim Walz was clearly the best candidate, and I felt like I just felt so much potential in the moment. But I don't think that any of us knew. I certainly didn't know, and I don't think the governor knew either. We all ended up going to this Harris for President event, and none of us were knowing exactly what was going to happen. It was quite a moment. I'll never forget it.
Well, it has been an incredible few weeks. I want to ask you about a new poll by the New York Times that says in 3 pivotal states, Wisconsin, our neighbor, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, the Harris-Walz ticket has opened up about a 4-point lead in those key critical states. What are your thoughts? It's exactly a 4-point lead in each of those states. What do you think of this?
Well, so I think what we're seeing here is this just incredible grassroots enthusiasm. And I think that's reflected in these polls, though I have to tell you, I don't really know what to make of polls these days anymore. It's just hard to know how predictive they are. But what I do know is real is just the thousands and thousands of people who are showing up to volunteer and to go knock on doors and to be a part of this campaign. And you can see it most recently last night in Nevada, where they had a huge crowd showing up to cheer on the vice president and Governor Walz. And I think in Arizona, it was the largest political rally that anybody can ever remember. And notably, the person who introduced the vice president and Governor Walz was the Republican mayor from Mesa, Arizona. So there is definitely something that is happening on the ground, and a huge amount of work to do. As the vice president reminds us, we still feel like we're the underdogs here. And we know that we have to get our folks engaged and out and participating in order for them to win.
And you mentioned not having trust in the poll. I should point out that there are many other polls that show Donald Trump ahead. So we'll just have to see. The ultimate poll, as they say, the cliche goes, is election day. I want to ask you about, you were a former top official at Minnesota Planned Parenthood. Tim Walz has mentioned IVF, and I actually got that he was able to have his kids with the help of IVF. I've gotten a couple of emails from men saying this issue should be talked about more in terms of reproductive rights affecting men. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, so when Tim Walz told the story about how Tim and Gwen's daughter Hope was conceived through IVF, it was a very touching moment, and you could see his eyes sort of welled up and the emotional impact that this had. And I think the point you're making, Esme, is such a good one. When couples are wanting to have children and they are needing to rely on IVF. First of all, this is an incredibly difficult, expensive, challenging, emotionally wrenching process because you never know what's going to happen. And then when it works and you have a child, it's just the most amazing thing. I have dear friends that have conceived their children through IVF, and I know a little bit about what it's like for them. And it, of course, affects men as well as women because they want these children as much as their wives do. Okay. So I think the governor sharing that was a really important moment.
I want to ask you about something else. You have been working on a bill that would eliminate or exclude medical debt from credit reports. I think a lot of people can resonate with this issue. What's the latest on that?
Well, so this is such an important issue. It turns out that I think about half of the people who are facing bankruptcy, the reason for that is medical debt. Of course, this is something that you have absolutely no control over. And particularly, it's a challenge when folks are hit by surprise medical bills. They're in the emergency room and they have to get the care that they need, sometimes to save their lives. And then they're confronted with these massive bills. So I believe that this is something that we really need to do. At the very least, we should take medical medical debt off of the credit reports that people have, so that they're not denied further access to credit and loans because of the medical debt that they've experienced. So this is a work in progress. We're still working to get this done.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Keep us updated on that. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Esme.